In UHF, when a local public station gets a new owner, the station becomes a hit with all sorts of wacky psych ads and wacky humor. I was kind of in the mood for a good movie, and my dad recommended me this movie off Netflix called UHF. It's a Weird Al Yankovic movie, written and I think directed by him, and it pretty much kind of goes into like his humor. The whole movie is about his style of humor, his kind of weird, stupid world. I mean, not stupid as in bad, just kind of weird, kind of hilariously stupid. And it's supposed to kind of be his kind of movie. It's basically a movie about Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, it's not like it's a biography of Weird Al Yankovic. It's basically a movie more about this kind of ego. I mean, he doesn't play as himself. It has his kind of humor. I mean, the character that he plays as basically is almost him, if you know what I mean. Like, he has a crazy imagination. It's almost like he's playing as himself, only he's not a musician, and his name isn't Weird Al Yankovic. I'm not sure if you know what I mean, but you just have to go with it. And the whole movie kind of uses his kind of humor, and if you know what I mean. It's really hard to explain what this movie is like, but I still very much enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. And I don't think it really needed to be PG-13. I thought it easily could have gotten PG, but yeah. So let's start off talking about the plot. So basically, Weird Al Yankovic plays this guy. He has a wild imagination, and he keeps getting fired from jobs. But then he gets him and his best friend like decide to start owning this kind of dying local public station that nobody really watches, and they want it to be like a hit, you know. So at first nobody watches it. The ratings are really bad, but then after they get this guy named Stanley, who is supposed to be the janitor, to be on their show and get new ideas, the show becomes the #1 station in town. And but then the previous #1 station in town, Channel 8, the owner gets mad that this UHF station is stealing all the thunder, and he wants to destroy the station. You know, he wants to take it over, buy it, destroy it. And Weird Al Yankovic's character, George Newman, he has to try to stop him. So, I mean, it doesn't really have a serious plot. I mean, the villain is a kind of silly villain. I mean, it does have some kind of serious. It doesn't really have any serious. Okay, let me say that. It doesn't really have any serious moments. I mean, the plot sounds a little serious, but the entire movie is just weird, kind of wacky fun. Like the first scene and the last scene are both like parodies of classic movies. Like the first scene parodies Raiders of the Lost Ark, and the last scene parodies Gone with the Wind. Or I think it's Gone with the Wind. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. But I just like how it parodies a lot of movies. Like, there's an hilarious scene where it parodies one of the Rambo movies. It's not really supposed to. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be parodying one of them or just the whole series in general. I'm not really sure, but I still think that the movie is hilarious, and I did like the story about this guy turning the station into #1 hit from like a station that no one watched to a hit. Now let's talk about the cast. I thought everybody in the cast did a good job. The actor, what's his name? Hold on a minute. Michael Richards. He did a really good job as his kind of stupid character. I mean, he's just like this weird janitor. He's really kind of childish. He loves his mop and he does weird kind of stuff, but that's the kind of character he's supposed to be. And Riddle Yankovic does a really good job as this weird kind of awkward kind of guy who owns the station, George Newman. And the girlfriend, played by Victoria Jackson, did good. And Kevin McCarthy's character RJ, he didn't really have a major role. I mean, he was just kind of in the background, I guess you could say. I mean, he was needed just so he could be his friend and stuff, but his character was kind of just there. And I mean, Weird Al Yankovic and Michael Richards are basically they steal the show. I mean, they're basically the two kind of stars of the movie, I guess you could say, and they definitely steal the show for the movie, I think. So I thought that UHF was a very, very, very funny movie. Well, I won't say it's that funny, but it is pretty funny. And I think if you like Riddle Yankovic's songs that parody other songs, then you'll definitely like this movie because it uses the same kind of humor that the songs have, you know. It's basically kind of like Riddle Yankovic the movie because it's basically all about his style of humor. He basically, I mean, I definitely have to give applause to Weird Al because he basically took his kind of style of humor and made it into a movie all about his humor. Basically, it's sort of